Can you help parents understand what does that mean with regards to raising their children? What does developmentally appropriate mean?
In general, developmentally appropriate simply means that at each stage of life you're in, there may be a different place you are developing socially, with language, brain development, and all those kinds of things. So when we refer to things as developmentally appropriate, it simply means that whatever we're talking about or referring to is something that a person of that age and that stage of development can actually cope with and process that information.
So when we're talking about children, and I know there's been this acceleration, right? Especially like I've seen, 6-year-olds and 3 and 4 and 5-year-olds walking around with smartphones. Uh, you know, would that be something that's considered developmentally appropriate? And so we've had this debate all the time with regards to, okay, when do you give a child a smartphone? When do you allow them to have their first date? Or, all of these different things that are developmental. But is that something that's more individually defined in terms of the maturity level of the child? And how is that assessed by a parent?
Well, honestly, most people don't do the Dr. Erica plan, which is all these kids should have crickets. Y'all remember the cricket phone? You put in those couple of phone numbers so they can call 911, mama, daddy, grandma, maybe um, cool auntie. That the Dr. Erica plan would be nobody would have a smartphone until they were a teenager, at least. That's my personal plan. Are people doing that? Absolutely not. It is not happening. But I do think if people are going to allow kids to have access to these electronics, they have to be adequately monitored. And that's been one of the historic issues we've had with that. It's getting a little bit better now that the standard is everything has internet. Because I still remember earlier when kids had like handheld video gaming systems and their parents didn't even realize they were connected to the internet. And now people at least know that they're on the web. I think there is a lot of room for improvement and growth as far as actually monitoring what people are looking at and how much they're looking at and how much access they have. Because in my personal opinion, these kids don't need half the stuff they have.